You ready?
Yeah, always.
We are here with English's golden age thespian, Richard Burbage. We were lucky enough to reach out to Burbage today to talk about his personal life and career. Richard, thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Let's start with your career. When did you realize acting was the job for you?
Acting to me is so much more than a job. It is what I was born to do. For instance, when I was a baby, out of the womb, I would practice my acting when crying. I wasn't actually sad. It was just me in an attempt to further develop my craft.
Interesting. I know you were working with the Lord Chamberlain's men's acting troupe, or shall I say the King's Men?
Yes, you could also say that I put the king in the King's Men.
Well, that's humble of you. But I understand that it wasn't the only acting company that you were exposed to.
That is correct. I could have worked for Lord Strange's men and Admiral's men, but let's be honest, they couldn't afford me.
And Shakespeare works in the King's Men as well, right?
Yes.
I've heard that he's a really good actor.
I suppose.
Oh, and the writing. He's such a beautiful playwright, and his hair, my God.
Excuse me, isn't this supposed to be about me?
Yes, I do apologize. You were, however, a star in some of Shakespeare's most important plays, such as Hamlet, were you not?
And Othello, King Lear, Richard III, just a few of the things that made me the greatest actor in English theatre.
Impressive.
NBD.
Huh?
NBD.
NBD?
It means no big deal.
Oh, okay.
SMH.
Let's move on and dive into your past, shall we? Says here you were born on January 6, 1568 in London. You also died on March 13, 1619, also in London. How sweet. And your father was the James Burbage.
Yes, he was.
Tell me about him.
Well, Daddy and his BFF John Brain built the first permanent theatre in London, cleverly called The Theatre.
Creative.
Indeed. Anyways, he later created the famous Blackfriars Private Theatre that became home for me and my fellow acting brothers.
Like Shakespeare.
Enough with the Shakespeare.
Sorry. Once your father passed away, the theaters were handed down to you and your brother.
Cuthbert Burbage.
That's a name.
Yes, Cuthy, another Burbage actor. He and I took over Daddy's business. We even owned 50% of the Globe Theatre in London.
The Globe? You mean the best theater in English theater history?
That's the one!
That's amazing.
I know.
I have also read that you were married.
I am, to my beautiful wife, Winifred.
Do you have any kids?
Why, yes, we have 8.
8 children, wow. What are their names?
Yes, there is Act 1, Act 2, Scene 1, Scene 2, Danny, Alexander, Amy, and Handsome Jack. Find me on Instagram, Handsome Jack, no A's.
Well, Richard, thank you again for joining us today.
Oh, please, you can call me Mr. Burbage.
Dick Burbage. Anything else you would like to say to our audience before you go?
Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them, like me.
Isn't that a quote from Shakespeare?
Cut.